If you're looking to buy land or already own land and are curious what your property is zoned, this quick video will show you exactly how you can start looking into zoning and get those questions answered that you have about what you can and can't do on your property. A very common one will be building, if that's if building a house is a permitted use. So let's dive in, and I'm going to use an example property. So this is going to be in Washington County, Wisconsin. And the first thing I'm going to do is locate the property. So I'm going to head over to Washington County GIS. And every county should have a GIS system. So if you just Google your county and then the GIS system, that should show up. So let me share this window for you. So here's the landing page, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit GIS maps and data portal. Each county is going to look different, but I'm going to head over to their interactive map. And there is a property that I have in mind. I just want to locate it real quick because what's going to happen is you're going to have your GIS map, and then you're going to have your zoning map. And a lot of times it's not interactive like this. It literally is just a file that's hosted on the town website, and that you just have to match up the property with that location. So I'm going to go ahead and go to town of West Bend. So I want to see what this property right here is zoned. So this is in the town of West Bend. So if I just do town of West Bend, Wisconsin zoning map, I get the city of West Bend. That's not what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to then do is just hit this planning and zoning information. Sometimes you do have to meander on these websites a little bit, but here we see zoning map. And this is what I was talking about, where here are all the parcels that are in the town of West Bend. And so what you then have to do is you need to find that parcel on this map. And as you can see, there's a ton of them. So I always like to look for roads because that'll kind of show you where they are on the zoning map. Sometimes they don't label roads, but I can tell this is a road right here. You can also look for water features. So obviously this is a lake right here. If you have different layers on, that lake is right off to the left. But let's go ahead and find this property. And so here it is right here. Obviously I do this like every day, so it's a little quicker for me to find that stuff, but all this area is pretty easy because it's all this shade of yellow. Sometimes you'll see like red for commercial. Here you got a little bit of red right here. So those are probably maybe commercial properties. But we got yellow. So we're going to go ahead and match it. And we can see that it's R1R, which is rural residential. Now, if I wanted to look further into that, I would then go into the zoning ordinances. And so I believe this will be this. We'll take a look. It's the ordinance. So we'll go ahead and see if they have the R1R. Looks like this is maybe a draft that's being taken into consideration for review. So it looks like they're changing some of their ordinances, which is important because you might find one that is outdated. So you want to make sure you're looking at the right updated ordinances. So I don't see R1R. There's R1N. Here, R1R Rural Residential District. So yeah, it looks like they're changing a lot of this stuff. Appendix A and B. So this could definitely be under review for some updates. So let's just see if this is even, so they must, it looks like they're actually moving their zoning into an interactive zoning map, which is pretty cool because a lot of these towns don't have that. I've used this particular portal before for different municipalities. But it's definitely on like the more advanced municipalities. A lot of your rural ones probably won't have this. But let's go ahead and find that property that we had. So I'll zoom in here, see if this loads up. So I see the district, so it's that yellow again. So let's just click on this. So we got the R1R rural district. You can do single family dwelling. So that's just going to be a regular house. And then you got all the other uses here. So it's super important to identify the property on the GIS system. So then you can find it on the zoning map. I'll show you one real quick that this is kind of an outdated way of things happening. So we got Town of Jackson, Wisconsin zoning map. So we're going to go ahead and just hit town ordinances because I know it'll take me there. Here's the zoning map. So you can see the stark difference between what you're getting on some different municipalities and townships. But each county, each township, if you Google that type of stuff, you should get a link. Now there are some, I just had to visit the actual village hall because they didn't have anything online, and they actually didn't even have a copy they could give me. It was just taped to the wall. So you might have to do a little bit more digging if you are in these smaller, more rural municipalities, because this one is obviously a photo of the printout that's on a wall. It's just probably at the town hall. But it's super important to verify that zoning and see what you can and can't do on your property, because it makes all the difference when you're starting to value a property. If you can do, the most common is building a house. So if you can actually build within that zoning district, or what requirements might be required for that. So just a quick video on looking up and confirming zoning on your property.